Hey YouTube, this is Rosewood59 here, woodworking, and I just want to show you my end tables that I've been working on for quite a while now in between work. Seems like it's been forever. So basically I'm just going to give you a rundown of kind of how I built it, and then at the end I'll give a link on if you have Google SketchUp, which is a free program by Google. You can download it, and by their warehouse I will put the link so that you can download these plans. And the plans may vary depending on how you do it, and I'll explain what difference, how it went. I'll start with the tabletop and I'll work my way down. So for the table, basically what I did is I did about 13 strips, I think, 2 inches wide. And my planer is only 13 inches wide, so I had to do it in basically 3 sections. And once I planed everything down, and to glue it together, I used Gorilla Glue. And I Craig jigged it, used a pocket hole joinery for it. I found it worked really excellent for it. And then I just gave it a nice round over to give it a nice little look. And for the customer I did it for, he wanted it in 2 colors. So be aware, for my first experience I did, it actually was a little more complicated because I had to finish everything and then glue it together. And then the next piece I have in the middle here is just about a 1/2 inch. I did it just a little bit under, just to make sure I had a little bit enough room. I think it's under a 1/2 inch by 32nd or so. And then I've got my drawer here. I made it in 2 parts, which is your main drawer here, and then your face frame basically at the front. Now, when I did realize installing the drawer, to be able to get it in, I had to put a little bit slope on the back up to it. You don't really notice it too much, but it just goes down just a little bit, just so you've got enough room for it. And basically, when you're doing a drawer, make sure you leave a 1/2 inch room on each side as well. And the drawer thickness, the drawer that I did all around was 1/2 inch, and basically on the inside here of the drawer front face, just gave it a little round over for that. And all this wood, by the way, is made out of maple, hard maple. And then basically the door sometimes can get a little complicated, just to let you guys know, depending on what type of router you're going to be using. I used Freud router for doing raised panel doors. I know there's different designs or whatnot. I choose just a modern, most popular raised panel door. Instead of doing a raised panel door though, I added glass, obviously. 2 inches wide all the way around. Gave it a little round over on each edge here, and then basically routed out on the back to inserted glass, frosted glass that my customer wanted. And then for the inside, I basically did plywood for the bottom. Oh, sorry, for the bottom, for the shelf, and then for the 2 sides. In the back as well, I did plywood, maple plywood that it was. And I just used shelf pins to install it, and also from Craig, their new product, shelf pin joinery, I think it is. I'm not sure the exact word of it. Excellent product. It's my first time ever installing kind of shelf pins and wasn't sure. It was very easy and simple to install, just more on knowing which is the right and your left piece and everything like that. But I definitely can say it's one of the easiest shelf pins I've ever had to deal with on making. So that was really good. And for the bottom attaching, I know you can't really see it, I just used some L brackets. Actually, I can just grab one over here to show you. Just basically one of these underneath. That's pretty much how I installed it. Very strong and sturdy. I believe they're by Richelieu. I had to special order them through Home Depot to get them. And added a magnet and whatnot, and I did lots of shelves so they can decide on what height that they want for their project, or products they want to put inside. And one side, this is going for end table, so one's going on one side of the couch and one on the other. Basically the same thing. I'll just open up and show you. This one, it's exactly the same thing that I did for this store, only difference is just taller. So that's pretty much it. Same idea for the shelves. All I did was add a little extra pins in, holes in for the height, because obviously I added a drawer on the other one so they could add more room onto this one as well. And for the stain, in case you're wondering what I did for the stain, I did an NGR stain, then a wiping stain, and 3 coats of lacquer on each side. And for the black, I believe it was a Minwax satin stain that I used, and 3 coats of lacquer I did on top of that, just to give it a nice finish to it as well. And then I'll just show you to the side pieces. Basically over here onto the side. Like I said, this was done in sections, so basically this first section is made out of plywood here. Bought some trim at Home Depot, down the trim aisle basically, and it's out of pine. It matched really well, so it almost looks like it's maple. And I just used a pin nailer and 45-degree angle it and glued it all down to make sure it was all level. And then added the 2 black pieces together by biscuiting, so it all fits together. And then these edges I did a tongue and groove area there, so that they would all fit together when it was all glued up. And for the legs, on how to do that, tricky, but it was worth it. Basically I did use a router to make my grooves in, so that my panels would fit onto the sides. And then on the bottom, I watched an episode of the Woodsmith Shop. I believe it was season 4, but don't quote me on that because I'm not sure. But I learned on how to make tapered legs. I didn't want to do a full taper, just a small little taper at the bottom. Worked excellent. Took me a while to get the jig, but that episode showed me a simple, easy way of getting it. Once I got set up, it was much easy to make 8 legs, because I needed to make 8 legs for this project, and then 1 test piece to make sure it all worked out. So that's basically the project that I did, and like I said, I'll put it on underneath so you guys can download Google SketchUp. I really recommend it. It's a really great tool for doing projects or just simple building stuff that you're going to. And if you guys have any other suggestions, or if you guys make your own, please send me a link or pictures to see what you have created out of these plans, or ideas that you have, or any questions. Please leave your comment and subscribe. Thanks for watching.